So hello everyone, my name is Sharok Kumar Singh and today I am going to discuss about the flow measuring devices. Okay, so let's start. So these are the topics we are going to discuss today, that is the venturi meter as well as the orifice. Now one second, yeah. So under venturi meter we will discuss about the components and the principle of working, the study, as well as we also derive the equation for the venturi meter, that means for the discharge measurement. Now in case of orifice, we also see how many types of orifice are there, how can we classify this orifice, and how to use this orifice to measure the discharge. Okay, before coming to that portion, yesterday we have discussed about the various types of notches and wears, right? And we also derived the equations for different types of wear and notches, like triangulation, triangular notches, or rectangular and trapezoidal cases, right? Now this is a simple problem. Let's solve it first and then we'll go to the venturi meter and orifice. Okay, so here the question says that determine the height of rectangular wear of length 6 meter. So this is actually the crest length. Okay, so all of you already know that if this you consider the wear or notch, this particular distance, this is the crest length, and it is given that 6 meter. Yes, so it is 6 meter. Now what other details are given? Let's see. Wear of 6 meter to be built across the rectangular channel. So yeah, it is rectangular channel, we already drawn this. The maximum depth of water at the upstream side of the wear is 1.8 meter. So yeah, so the value that we need to calculate, that is this particular height. Okay, that means the head of water, that means the height of the water, and the value of the z, this is given, and the value of z that is given, the value is 1.8 meter. So this is 1.8 meter, that means this particular height is given, that is 1.8, that is actually the value of z. Okay, now we need to determine, suppose this is the height of the water, that means the head. So if you assume this is h, so this particular height you need to determine. Okay, so as per the rectangular channel, and what other details given, like discharge is also given. So this is the actual discharge, so q actual it is given, and cd, that is the coefficient of discharge, given. Now we here also the condition given, that is neglect the end contraction. That means if the effect of end contraction is there, so for that case we need to decrease the effective length of the crest, right? So that will decrease to this particular value, where L equals to L minus 0.1 into NH, where N is the number of end contraction, like here 1 and here it is 2. So that means the value of N will be 2 if we consider the effect of end contraction. But in our case, in this particular formula, we need to neglect this. That means we will keep it like this. That means the L value will be remain constant. That means it will be 6 meter. Okay, so let's write the formula. So Q actual for rectangular case, it is 2/3 CD root 2G L h to the power 3 by 2. So we need to determine the value of h, right? So let's put all the values. So here it is 2000 liter per second. So if you convert this liter per second to meter cube per second, we need to divide it the value by 1000, right? So it will be 2 meter cube per second. So 2 equals to 2/3, we just putting the values. CD is 0.6 and root 2G 2 into 9.81, and the L is 6 meter and h to the power 3 by 2. So except this value h, we know all the values, right? So ultimately the value of h will be 0.328 meter as per my calculation. You can also cross check. So this is the very simple problem. So I hope all of you understood this problem, because yesterday we have make the derivations. So in this way you can solve this type of problem. Okay, now let's go to the Venturi meter. So here you can see this is the Venturi meter, and what is what we measure in the Venturi meter? We actually measure the rate of flow of the flowing fluid. That means we measure the discharge using the Venturi meter. Here you can see this is the view of Venturi meter, and if you want to see the internal structure, this is the sectional diagram. That means the working principle that you can see from this diagram. Okay, so there are three parts are there. Okay, one is the converging part, second one is the throat, and the third number is the diverging part. So here you can see in the diagram, this one is the converging part, this one is the throat, and this one is the diverging part. So water flows from this left to right side. Okay, so initially at this particular section, suppose this is section 1 and suppose this is section 2, and if you consider these two section, and if we can apply the Bernoulli's equation, because you can see it is based on the principle of Bernoulli's equation. Now generally you think that as per the continuity equation, what we know, that Q equals to A, that means the discharge equals to A1 V1 equals to A2 V2, right? So what we can determine over here, that is, look here, if we consider in this particular area, that is A1 and this is A2, so definitely A1 is greater than A2, right? And if we consider this is V1 and if we consider this is V2, that means the velocity at this particular section, that is 1, that is V1, and if the velocity at this particular section, that means in the section 2 the velocity, if we consider V2, so definitely it means to follow this continuity equation, what happened, that as the area 1, that means A1 is greater than A2, so definitely the velocity will be increases in this particular section 2, and as the area decreases. So you can see this is the length of the converging cone. So in this converging cone, the pressure is decreases and the velocity increases, and this length of the divergent cone, the pressure is increasing and the velocity is decreasing as the area is going to increase over here, right? So this is the concept. Now we will derive this particular equation, how this will came. Okay, so this is the actual discharge, and it will be CD into A1 into A2 by root over of A1 square minus A2 square into root 2Gh. What is A1 and A2? So A1 is the cross sectional area at this section, and A2 is the cross sectional area as this particular section. Okay, so let's start the derivation. So this thing I have already drawn. Now if we consider a section here, suppose that is 1 and this is also 1, and if we consider this particular section as 2, okay, so and yeah, so this is suppose this is the head difference, this is actually the head difference, and it is, we consider this as H. Okay, so what happened if we consider at this 1 section, the pressure head is P1 and velocity is V1, and the area, cross sectional area is A1, and if we consider over here, that is the pressure head is P2 and velocity is V2 and the area is A2. So if we apply the Bernoulli's equation over here, okay, one thing is important, that Venturi meter is always placed in horizontal. Okay, so if we consider this one as a datum, so this is Z1 at this 1 section, and I am just making over here, so this is Z2 at the section 2. Okay, so definitely the Z1 is equals to Z2, right? So if we apply the Bernoulli's equation, what we can write, the pressure head, that means P by rho G plus V square by 2G plus Z equals to constant, right? That means according to this equation, the energy per unit mass of a flowing fluid is constant, right? So if we apply this, that means here it is P1, it is V1 and it is Z1 equals to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2. So it will be satisfied, right? Now in our case Z1 is equals to Z2, Z1 equals to Z2. So we can cut this part, that means Z1 and Z2. Now we can write P1 minus P2 by rho g equals to V2 square minus V1 square by 2g, and this is nothing but the pressure head difference, and that is denoted by, over I have considered here capital H, so it will be small h, so it will be small h. Okay, so we can write like this: H equals to V2 square minus V1 square by 2g. Okay, now as per the continuity equation, so as per the continuity equation, Q equals to A1 V1 equals to A2 V2. So from this equation, if we want to determine the value of V1, so that is A2 V2 by A1, right? So we just need to put this, suppose if you consider this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Okay, so I am just removing this part. Now from 1 and 2, what we can write that H equals to V2 square minus, in place of V1 we will write this thing. Okay, so A2 V2 into A1 whole square by 2g, right? Now if we solve this equation, we will get the value of V2. We will get the value of V2. You just check, root 2gh into A1 by root over of A1 square minus A2 square. Okay, so if you just solve this, simplify this equation. Okay, now as we got the value V2, we know that Q equals to A2 into V2. Now we just put the value of V2 from this equation. Okay, now ultimately we got the value of Q, that is root 2gh into A1 A2 by root over of A1 square minus A2 square, right? This is the formula initially that we want to determine. So in this way you can determine the discharge by using the Venturi meter. So here this is the value of Q, and yeah, definitely it is Q theoretical. Okay, so if you need to determine the value of Q actual, let's remove all this. We know that Q actual by Q theoretical is equal to CD, that means the coefficient of discharge, right? So whatever we have determined, that is the Q theoretical. So the Q actual will be CD into root 2gh into A1 A2 by root over of A1 square minus A2 square. Okay, so this is the value of Q actual. Okay, and this is the value of Q theoretical. So here you can see this is the Q actual value here, but they considered the area, that is A1 at that means the area at this one section, that is small A1, and here they considered this is A2. Okay, so we just consider capital A1 and capital A2, that is the difference, others are same. So what is orifice? Look, it is a kind of opening in a vessel through which the liquid flows out, that is known as the orifice. That means suppose this one, and and suppose there the water level is up to this portion. Okay, so there is an opening in this particular portion. That opening, there are several types of shapes of opening are there. So suppose this portion is opened, and say this particular opening is termed as the orifice. Now there are different shapes of these openings are there, that might be square or triangular or rectangular. Okay, now it is not mandatory that the opening should be in this particular bottom side corner, but yeah, it might be in the below portion also. Okay, so this is the orifice. Now why it is used? So definitely as this is a measuring instrument or measuring device, so we definitely determine the discharge, right? And yeah, you can say this is already written, an orifice may be provided in the vertical side of a vessel or in the base. So yeah, it might be present in this side also and maybe in the base. Okay, so let's see in detail. So let's see what is the mouthpiece. Look, the mouthpiece is present in the orifice portion. Okay, so orifice is actually nothing but the opening, right? So suppose that is a circular opening is there, so that has some diameter, right? So the length of the mouthpiece which is attached on the orifice, the length of that will be 2d, either 2d to 3d. Okay, and where d is the diameter of the orifice in case of circular opening. Now here you can see a pipe of length 2i or 3i the diameter of the orifice attached externally or internally. Now yeah, I already said this is a kind of vessel, right, which has some opening. So this is the opening. You can see the water is flowing outside from this particular opening, and here it's had some diameter. This particular is the diameter, right? So this mouthpiece may be present either internally, that means it might be like this, or externally. Okay, and the length of this mouthpiece will be either 2d to 3d. Now what is vena contracta? Look, you can see this is the opening. Okay, this is the opening and this is the orifice. You can see this is the opening, so this particular portion is the orifice. Now when the water flows from this particular opening, so initially the shape you can see it is decreasing, now after decrement then it will be increase, right? Now at that particular section where the area of cross section of the jet, this is the actually jet, water jet, you can see the section of the jet leaving an orifice where the cross sectional area is minimum is known as the vena contracta. So when the water is leaving at that particular portion where the area of cross section of the jet is minimum, so that particular section is called the vena contracta. Okay, so definitely when you determine the velocity, so at this particular portion the velocity will be maximum, right? So we will determine the velocity at this point, that is vena contracta. Okay, so what are the classification of orifice? So if we make the classification according to size, so there is one is small orifice, another one is large orifice. So what is small orifice? Where the H, that means the head, and what is head? You can see in this diagram, if you here it is H1 and H2, that means the top portion of the orifice and the bottom portion of the orifice is H2. Now if you make the average one, that means from the center, if you consider this as H, so this H, if this H is greater than 5d, this d means nothing but the diameter of the orifice, right, or you can say the depth of the orifice. So if this condition satisfied, that will be the small orifice, and if the H is less than 5d, that will be the large orifice. Now according to the shape, now I have already told the shape is, you can see, now this is what you are seeing, that is the sectional view, right? Now if you see the frontal view, that means suppose this is the vessel and suppose it may be a circular, and if you see the if you cut the section like suppose if you consider this as 3D, okay, so if you cutting this section, okay, so it will be something like this, right? This is the opening. If you cut this section, so this particular shape might be a circle, might be a rectangle, or might be a triangle. So definitely depending on the shape, the water will be flow like that shape, right? Now that is according to the shape. We can classify that according to the shape, that is circular, rectangular and triangular. Now according to the shape of the edge, now edge, you can see this diagram, you can see this is the sharp edge orifice, you can see the edge is sharp. So in other two images you can see this is bell mouth orifice and this is square orifice. So definitely there are some losses, because you can see there are as the edge is not sharp, so yeah, there is some effect of friction over here, right, in these two cases. Now according to the nature of the discharge, there might be one free condition is there and another two is fully submerged and partially submerged. So this is the fully submerged condition, because you can see in the outlet, that means because you can see in this outlet the water is fully submerged, but here you can see in the outlet it is partially submerged, right, partially it is open and partially it is submerged. So these two conditions are there, and depending on that we will determine the value of the discharge. Now jet of the water, so jet of the water is nothing but the continuous stream of a fluid that comes out or flows out of the orifice. So that means this particular thing which is coming outside to the orifice, so that is the jet of water. Now hydraulic coefficients, very much important. What are the hydraulic coefficient for this case? So the following four coefficients are known as the hydraulic coefficient. What are they? First one is the coefficient of contraction, coefficient of velocity, coefficient of discharge and coefficient of resistance. So one by one we will see the mathematical formula for that. So what is coefficient of contraction? So it can be denoted by the ratio of the area of the jet at vena contracta. So what is vena contracta? I already told you, that means where the area of the jet is minimum, right? Means if you consider this as the orifice and if you consider this as the streamline, so at this particular section where the area is minimum, suppose this one is the minimum, has the minimum area of jet, so that is the vena contracta. And so area of the jet of vena contracta, that means this particular area by the area of the orifice. If the shape of the orifice here is circular, so we just need to determine the area because we know the diameter, right? So the coefficient of velocity, it is actually the ratio of the actual velocity of the jet at vena contracta to the theoretical velocity of the jet. Now theoretical velocity, that we mathematically we can determine that v equals to root over of 2g h. Okay, so what is h? H is nothing but the head. So if this one is the orifice, this one is the orifice, and suppose this is the water level, so if we make the h, that means the head, it will be something over here. Okay, this will be the value of h. And yeah, at this vena contracta, so suppose the vena contracta is at this portion, so in this particular portion the velocity, the theoretical velocity that we get, that is root over of 2g h. Okay, so here as per this formula, what will be the value of this cv? So cv equals to v by root over of 2g h. Okay, so this v is the actual velocity of the jet at vena contracta and this is the theoretical velocity of the jet. So theoretical velocity, that is root over of 2g h, and actual velocity of the jet at vena contracta, that we need to put over here. Okay, so I get the value of cv. And yeah, and this value of coefficient, that means this coefficient of velocity, this value varies slightly with the different shapes of the edges of the orifice. So we know various different shapes of, like one is look, there is a sharp edged orifice and there are bell mouth orifice and square orifice. So the coefficient of discharge, so coefficient of discharge, we know the coefficient of discharge is denoted by q actual by q theoretical, right? So q actual by q theoretical, we can write it like this: q equals to ab, so ab, q theoretical, that is also ab. So this is actual, this is theoretical, right? So we have already determined that actual area by the theoretical area, that is nothing but Cc, and actual velocity by the theoretical velocity, just we have done previously, the value of the value of that is C suffix v, that is denoted by Cv, right? And the value of this CD, that means coefficient of discharge, lies between 0.6 to 0.64. okay, so yeah, in this way we can determine the coefficient of discharge. Now the last one, that is the coefficient of resistance, and it is denoted by the ratio of loss of head in the orifice by the head of water. So loss of head generally occurs in case of bell mouth orifice, that means the shape of that is slightly like this, and the square type. So what happens in this case, so water generally flow like this, and here it is also same. So the loss of head in the orifice takes place because the wall of the orifice offers some resistance to the liquid as it comes out. Okay, so when the liquid comes outside, the walls, that means these particular walls, give some resistance. So that is why this loss of the head actually takes place. Okay, so the ratio can be determined by the loss of the head in the orifice by the head of water. And generally when we solve the problems, numerical problems, we generally neglect this value of the CR, that means the coefficient of resistance.